Sometimes you gotta chase what you need. This moment is a candy mountain.
Every day I get another one.
This moment is a flower mountain.
Even I want to eat it on.
This moment is a planet mountain.
I kid you not, it's and you never take it up serious. Cause you want thing, you want a genius, 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 genius.
stop moving. I was heading down. That's not how this is gonna go down. See no way, no waste, no taking my granted. Let's use what we've been having. Even if you don't understand it, like the city is just taking what we figure it out. Darling. Sometimes you gotta chase it. It is what you think.
You gotta think about your life and think about your future. And what you wanna be. I know when I change about it, I get down. You can write me, hold tightly, and fight to remind me. Never know what makes you mighty.
That is your next life. Sometimes you gotta chase it. It is what you need. This moment is a candy mountain. This moment is a flower mountain. This moment is a planet mountain.
This thing you call the present is already past. Animal, Iladona, animal, Christmas, animal, many stacks, money, Good morning, my people. How are you today? Leo hakuna. Is the random cat talk Thursday. Eguro twaguze Toyota Alex milioni 15. Ogirabye mbifaananyi. Bwe batonnagira soko ogende mu post so ogirabe. Muyombya Mark Hussein Munyantwari, Chisambira Daniel Frederick VIP, Juma Ali, Viola Namiro, Louis, David Clergy, the Asha Group, Joseph Ali Kudembe, Jones Info VIP, Karota Uganda, Juko Nicholas, Daniel Singoma, Muhumuza Raymond. Good morning. It's a random car Thursday. The people that have cars. Today I've learned one thing. Okay, there's something I knew already, but I've learned other things. There is a lot of water on the roads, yeah, and that water that is resting on the roads, the stagnant water, when it rains, it can actually derail your car off the road. So when you're driving, especially at night, and you cannot see the water, like me, I set off at home at like 5:30 there, 5:30, and on the road on Bombo Road, I could not see the water, so the water was really strong. On the express, the same thing. That water is really strong. Like if you hit it directly, it could easily derail your car off the road. So you need to be very careful, yeah? Nehemi Sana, you know, during the day, you might look at the water and think it's very little and just want to go against it. It can derail your car off the road, yeah? Hey, just another layman. Good morning, such events. Hey, just another layman. It's a very beautiful car. It's a very beautiful car. I'm going to tell you the entire story. Now it's the rainy season. For the guys that are driving, you need to understand that you're going to pick up a lot of nails. So always move with money in your pocket or mobile money to fix your tires. Even right now as I speak, I want to get out of my car and look at my tires. I've driven through a lot of water. I don't know where, if I've not picked up a nail. There is a time I picked up a very big nail. You see on the northern bypass where they are repairing. So they were removing those things. I overtook on the side where they had removed, they hadn't swept. I think I picked up a very huge nail. Huge nail. I went to Shell Naweru and they put out, the nail was too huge. you'd actually think someone put it there manually. Yeah. Even in Saudi Arabia, it's raining. That's very, I think this guy is manufactured the rain to last, to stay there, paka. Eh, Katumba Hamid, good morning. Yeah, katsibira muri stede bantu mwe vayo na mito. Omuntu alunda mu kubukoko. Ka bits biri mukaga kasobola okwetika chicken mash kilo nga bisatu. Oba should consider home space. At budget 15 million. If your budget is 15 million, you might actually consider a home. But I don't know, are you buying the car for luxury or for work? Because if you're buying a car for work, I would actually give you a totally different advice. Get 10 million, yeah? Buy a G Touring or a Z. Both luxury and work. If you could get a Wish, that would work very well for you. Wish the Vits cannot manage. The Asha Group, I'm looking at both fuel consumption and work. Yeah, the G Touring is good with very fuel consumption, yet it can actually work. So you buy a G Touring at 10 million, it will almost be new. It will be a very good G Touring. Yeah, so you buy a G Touring at around 10 million, and it will do literally. It will do both. Yeah, but you got 10 million. Jakuba ampia kumpi. Munda mwone jakuba echali nunji, bode jakuba echali nunji. And if you pray very well, you might find one that has working AC. Yeah, Majora Julius, good morning. Paul Sema VIP, good morning. Yeah. Today's random cut talk Thursday. Guys, double tap the screen. You guys are 26. We have only 12 likes. We are the other people. Yeah, you got other people. You like the broadcast to get a mass. So it rained almost the entire night. So I'm sorted for the next, even if it doesn't rain again, I'm sorted for like the next 4 months. I'm sorted for the next 4 months. So it can rain again in 4 months, I'll be okay. You see the thing with rain, rain disturbs businesses. Rain disrupts everything. Now there are people that are sleeping thinking it's still night. I know what in a control guns. Broadcast. Henry Modern Juice, good morning. Juko Nicholas, good morning. Abana babo bakidde bagenda ku ssomero. Yeah, I don't miss school. I don't miss primary school. And now that I know what I know, I don't even miss secondary school. Okay, I university and missing adult life is something else. Adult life is something else. But not the experience I got on when we were buying the Raum. So the lady that bought the Raum, lost her husband 3 months ago. And I find that some people are really strong. Yeah. Some people are really strong. Like they find a way to hold on to certain things and it makes them strong. You know, when you lose a partner with whom you have been for a very long time and you have like a 14-year-old kid, that means you have been together for more than 14 years. Yeah. You probably were together for like 20 years. Yeah. And she looked really young. Yeah, but she was not really young, but she looked really vibrant and young. And we were talking before she was driving her old model. When she came, she didn't even mention it, so I learned it later on that she was driving her old model. It started misbehaving, and that's when she decided to buy this other car. And so as we were talking, she came with a friend of ours, and they were talking about family challenges, how people are fighting for property, and that's when I got to learn that some people were fighting for property that she was responsible for. And then initially I had thought that it's property, maybe it's family property on her side, her own family, and that she was responsible for it. And no, that's when I learned that she lost her husband, and she's now in charge of the husband's property. But you know, family is a very funny thing. That the husband's family actually wants to take over stuff, and they even asked why are the kids going to expensive schools. I mean, not like she wants any help from them, but they went ahead and even asked Abana, you should take the kids from the expensive schools and take them to cheaper schools. You get it? And these are stories that we continue hearing, yeah? Like if a man did not have an empowered woman, for example, and he passes on, the kids can even get out of school and the family takes over everything. So the families were fighting over property. And yeah, and then I learned that a few weeks before the husband died, so the husband died a few weeks before. He was supposed to go to I think to Turkey for a kidney transplant. So the family is not badly off, and so the husband had been diagnosed with kidney disease, and they had recommended a transplant, and they finally got a donor, and the husband was supposed to go in January for the kidney transplant, but unfortunately he died before. And yeah, and so when we were talking with this lady, she seemed really strong, like there was nothing. And you know, the lady was one of my very first followers on TikTok. But for a couple of months, I hadn't like seen her comment anywhere until she called me for inspection. So when she told me she had lost her husband, and that's when I asked her, so that's why you were actually silent. And she said, "Yeah, so I did not know what to do. She and her husband had already a company that was running, still running, and you know how families can be there. I think they expect omuntu wafa everything buli kimu kyabadde akola kife. Bwe kisigala kitambula, they want to come and make sure that they take over. And normally when they take over, they spoil. Me, I remember the little I remember about my dad. My dad was a mechanic of sorts, but he was a body. He did body work. In the beginning, I used to think he was a mechanic, but he actually wasn't a mechanic. So he was a panel beating guy, and he was one of the very first guys that did panel beating in Chibuye there, or Chibuya. And the first people that did that work made very good money. So he had chigeges, he had costas, so he had quite some money. I think Alaika, he was the first person to make some money in his family. So the thing that happens, I think it was my mom that died first. My mom was his youngest wife. I think he had like 4 wives, from what I understand. He had a lot of kids. So I'm one of the kids from the youngest. I'm one of the kids that was born in the last 2 years of his life. I think there are 2 other girls that were born in his last. I don't even know. I cannot, like, if I'm to walk, I cannot recognize them. Maybe they could recognize me, but I cannot recognize them. But there were 2 other girls that were younger from 2 other women that were born in the last 2 years of his life. But when he died, his brothers took over everything, yeah? And when they took over everything, eventually they sold everything. And that's how all his kids did not go to school. I'm the only one, I think, that went to school, and it's because I was raised by my grandmother on my mother's side. So the rest of again up Somedo. And that normally that's what happens. It should be, I think that's normally why because the lady told me that she has talked to so many men, and most men wish they die before they are women. I don't know who would actually wish for that. But anyway, but that's what happens. But the lady was strong. I am a sensitive person. I don't think anyone should lose a loved one. No, I don't. And I know it's a very strong thing. Like if you have been with someone for more than 10 years, they're your partner, you share a bed, you share ideas, you work together like they were working together. It's a very big thing, yeah. So I kept wanting to hear more of the story, and I realized I would probably make her sad again. And I called the mechanic, and I drove my car. I actually drove far away from them. It was it was a sad experience, but may his soul rest in peace, and may God make her stronger. You get. So we need to pray for our loved ones so that they live really long. Yeah, probably die of old age. Especially if you have been together with your partners for a very long time. Yeah, like finding someone else that will understand you the way that person understands you is also something else. Yeah. So this is a tuzeyo Viola. Viola, if you're an architect, I happen to understand that as an architect, your work, your car, the car you drive doesn't influence how much work you get. I can tell you from experience. It's the quality of work and how you display your work. So me, I would still advise you to buy a G Touring because you will save money and you'll also have a car that you'll get a workhorse. You get. I understand you think the Vitz, I can tell you that the G Touring will actually make you seem like an established architect more than a Vitz. The Vitz will make you look like a beginner architect, which is also okay. But the G Touring will make people think, oh, she has been in architecture for a very long time. I think, and then you say, oh, no, they say, I think she drives this G Touring because of a chicken farm. It's me, I find that the G Touring makes more sense. It will save fuel. No one will ever even think of not giving you business. You look like an established architect. But I can tell you guys, the people that are in technical work, yeah, your work speaks. The car you drive only speaks when it's a very big project. Like they're going to give a project of 400 million. You can go and hire a Land Cruise of 1 million and you go to the meeting. Right? That's what I think. I also think that the Vitz doesn't really impress. It doesn't. It doesn't. And the kind of work you do, like I've said, the G Touring. For me, if I saw an architect in a Vitz, I would think a chartered in Kanyanyo. But if I saw an architect if I saw an architect in a Vitz doing very good work, having very good work displayed, I would actually think, is it Pinterest? Is it YouTube? You get it? But if I saw an architect, ngavuga G Touring, gainane wako mulungi, I would say, established. G Touring tezivugika aba beginner. Lawrence Omole, good morning. Danny Nyesingoma. I want to say that I actually wanted to be a mechanic when I was in senior 1. I went to a school where motor vehicle technology was taught from senior 1, but I was discouraged by the MVT teacher. He said that if you don't know math and physics, leave MVT alone. So that's how I dropped out of MVT. But I had wanted to be a mechanic from the time I learned that my father was a mechanic. Nenjagala mbere mechanic. But because batugamba obatomanyi physics na math ebyokanika bive, that's how I dropped out. But now that I've seen, I think I'm better off doing what I do. There are things I can work on. When my car breaks down, I can literally work on stuff. But I find that I'm an expert where I'm an expert. Someone was telling me yesterday, the gentleman that bought the Alex was telling me, Arthur, oyinza okwagala okoleyo bond. Nemugamba ndeka in mu ecosystem eyo sigenda kutunda mmoroka, sijja kukola kibanda, sijja kukola bwa broker. Me, I'm going to inspect my cars. As a matter of fact, we are going to introduce a service, guys. You pay for inspection. It will be a very small amount. If you're selling your car, you pay for inspection. We inspect your car. We have an inspection report. We take pictures and videos of your car. We publish the car on our website. Okay. When we publish the car on our website, people that are looking to buy cars, they can go look at the car, look at the videos and pictures, look at the inspection report. Okay. and then they contact you. Your phone number will always be there displayed, and then they contact you. What are we giving the people? We are giving them cars that have been inspected and are deemed. So the other thing that we'll put on that website, we will put a recommended price. You have your price, but we also put a recommended price. So the goal for the buyer and the seller is to find a middle ground so that the seller is not cheated and the buyer is not cheated. Right? So that's going to be there. It's a service. The website, that part of the website is being worked on by my tech guy. And so very soon we'll be publishing that, and we will launch that service also in August when you guys come for for the car love for cars conversion. So it's random car talk Thursday. Lete chibuzo. Desire. I don't know if you're joking. You have not read about Range Rovers. Like reliability. I just buy the car if you can have. Like if you want the Range Rover and you can afford it, why not buy it? Just buy Desire. Like there are cars with where there are cars that people buy because they want and because they can afford. They don't buy because they are reliable. People that buy Range Rovers already know they are not reliable, but they buy them either way. They are buying a Range Rover because they can afford the Range Rover and they want the Range Rover. Such is recommending a wish for Viola. I don't recommend a wish for Viola. Like she has said, she's a beginner. The wish will disturb her. I told you about the lady we bought the wish with. The next day na kurubura ne mutamiraho nagamba yagala ate kitu nafune yakamuruka akala dozanga amaze okulaba nti agenda kukurubula. Ekon chimpo. Viola agambi, I can stretch my budget to 18. If you can stretch your budget to 18, naligambe pro box na ine da. Moroka zitira kuba nungi, zitira kuba in good. Iyo maka tu mugirabe yawo. It has run out of fuel. Nze birwadde ya moroka kati mmanyi njitumye engeri gye bagiparkinze. Ne mmanye ekirwadde kyayo. Eyo amafuta gaweddemu. Eyo amafuta gaweddemu. Ezo tezifa maka tu. See why you make my life easy. To find out what I like to pop all. When I'm done, when I'm up, just start with me. Music for me, I'm a thing I just have to hold it out here. To got to go to the table of God. Somebody is again, I got to leave me. Baby girl, you were rocking me. Don't go away. You're not sharing a story ya inspection ya Alex. Net's okay to yimemo katono yimba nangi. Ati wadde mpewo gye naye tuwulire ebbugumu n'oluyimba luno. The way you love me. Simanyi kuwana naye nani muwanyenze. Olinga enjuba, olinga emunyenye, oli musaayi omutambulira munda. Baby, skipper voices in ignition. 3 glasses, the animation. Baby girl, you were rock with me. You were stuck with me. It's not feeling nice. Indicatera for Mujirabeyo. Yeah.